Sometimes there's nothing like a good long sleep to make a person energized, refreshed, and a few hundred years older. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 characters in suspended animation.
I never liked these freezing tubes.
For this list, we're looking at characters in TV and film who experienced some form of suspended animation, whether through science, nature, or magic.
Touch the spindle. Touch it, I say.
Harry, I can't watch her die.
Number 10, Daniel McCormick, Forever Young.
I want to sleep for a year.
Captain Daniel McCormick discovers that Helen, the girl he loves, has fallen into a coma. Unable to bear the pain of watching her die, Daniel volunteers to be put into suspended animation for 1 year.
If she gets better, wake me up.
But by accident is not revived until over 50 years later.
Do you think he's dead?
He finds that Helen is still alive and makes it his mission to reach her.
I know that sounds desperate.
He also discovers that the suspended animation process has a flaw. His age is beginning to catch up with him quickly.
You look terrible.
But not bad for a guy my age, right?
Number 9, Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty.
I'm sure it'll work out somehow.
Due to a curse from an evil fairy, the beloved Princess Aurora is fated to prick her finger upon the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into a death-like sleep until she is awakened by true love's kiss.
Well, here's your precious princess.
When the curse comes true, a trio of good fairies puts the rest of the kingdom to sleep as well.
They'll be heartbroken when they find out.
They're not going to.
They aren't.
But we'll put them all to sleep until Rose awakens.
With all being revived when a dashing prince overcomes deadly thorns and the evil fairy in dragon form to awaken the princess. Fairy tale endings don't come happier than that.
I just love happy endings.
Yes.
Number 8, Captain America, Captain America, the First Avenger.
Strong and brave, here to save the American way.
Not all of us can storm a beach or drive a tank, but there's still a way all of us can fight.
Patriotic weakling Steve Rogers wanted to help his country win World War II.
Sorry, son.
Look, just give me a chance.
You've been eligible on your asthma alone.
And so he volunteered for the experiment that created the super powerful Captain America.
Son of a bitch did it.
After he crashes an enemy plane filled with explosive weapons into the Arctic. He wakes up in what appears to be a 1940s hospital.
Where am I?
You're in a recovery room in New York City.
But, in fact, he has been frozen in ice for 70 years and is now a man very much out of time.
Look, I'm sorry about that little show back there, but we thought it best to break it to you slowly.
Fortunately, Nick Fury is on hand to introduce him to some new friends.
You've been asleep, Cap, for almost 70 years.
Number 7, Aang, Avatar: The Last Airbender. The people of another world were divided into 4 nations: the Earthbenders, Airbenders, Firebenders, and Waterbenders.
Before I learn waterbending, we have some serious business to attend to.
Each generation has one individual called the Avatar who is capable of uniting the 4 nations and bending all 4 elements.
Not looking forward to that.
12-year-old Aang, an airbender, is the latest incarnation of the Avatar. But he becomes frozen in ice for 100 years.
Why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar?
And is revived to discover that all the other airbenders have been destroyed, and he must reunite a world at war. Number 6, the Robinson family, Lost in Space.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the distant future of 1997, America launches a family into space in order to explore a distant planet that may be able to support life.
The Robinson family will prepare to board the space vehicle at once.
In both the TV series and the later film,
that was a mistake.
The family and their pilot Don West are placed in suspended animation for the trip.
We're ready.
But are unfrozen when an enemy agent's plot to derail the mission causes them to be really and truly lost in space.
The spacecraft has passed the limits of our galaxy. It's presumed to be hopelessly lost in space.
Number 5. John Spartan, Demolition Man.
Where are the hostages?
After wrongly being blamed for the death of civilian hostages captured by the psychopathic crime lord Simon Phoenix,
this is between you and me.
LAPD Detective Sergeant John Spartan is punished by being put into suspended animation or cryo prison, as is Phoenix.
You've been sentenced to 70 years, sub-zero rehabilitation in the California Cryo Penitentiary for the involuntary manslaughter of 30 innocent civilians. You will be placed in cryostasis for the duration of your sentence, during which your behavior will be altered through synaptic suggestion.
After Phoenix is revived decades later in the year 2032 and starts rampaging in a chillingly dystopian and Orwellian new world, Spartan is also thought out to stop him.
But that's really f***ing stupid.
His ways may seem primitive and thuggish to his new colleagues, but they get results.
Buckle up.
Number 4. Captain William Anthony Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
As I expected.
A life support failure ends up putting astronaut Buck Rogers into a deep sleep for more than 500 years.
Prepare to take it in tow.
He revives in the amazingly futuristic 25th century.
He's alive.
And quickly becomes a valued agent for the Earth Defense Directorate.
What?
Aided by the lovely Colonel Deering.
You seem quite opinionated.
The cute robot Twiki.
I was assigned to be with you.
And a sentient computer called Theo.
You are now in the 25th century.
Roger's bravery, brains, and skill enable him to outwit even the wiliest of 25th century villains.
Really sorry I had to come to this. Bottoms up.
Number 3. Philip J. Fry, Futurama.
Hey, Fry, pizza going out. Come on!
Lesson to delivery boys. Watch your step when bringing pizza to a cryogenics lab. Fumble-footed Philip J. Fry slipped into a cryonic tank and didn't come out of his sleep for 1,000 years.
Yep, it's December 31st, 2999.
The dim-witted, unambitious, but sweet-natured Fry takes to the future surprisingly well.
God, it's the future. My parents, my coworkers, my girlfriend. I'll never see any of them again. Yahoo!
He may not understand much about what's around him, but then again, that was true back in his own time as well.
I've been given a second chance, and this time I'm not gonna be a total loser.
At least in the future, he has a more interesting group of pals.
Well, Fry, it was a pleasure meeting you. I'm gonna go kill myself.
Wait, you're the only friend I have.
You really want a robot for a friend?
Yeah, ever since I was 6.
Number 2, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
So who is this Austin Powers?
The ultimate gentleman spy, irresistible to women, deadly to his enemies, a legend in his own time.
When the evil Dr. Evil places himself in cryogenic sleep in 1967, the mod and shagadelic secret agent Austin Powers does likewise.
Powers volunteered to have himself frozen in case Dr. Evil should ever return.
When both are returned to consciousness 30 years later, Powers must fight Dr. Evil's plans for world domination.
$1 million.
Even though it's a world that no longer appreciates his taste, his jokes, his approach with women, or his bad teeth.
Mr. Powers, my job is to acclimatize you to the 90s. You know, a lot's changed since 1967.
No doubt, though. But as long as people are still having promiscuous sex with many anonymous partners without protection, while at the same time experimenting with mind-expanding drugs in a consequence-free environment, I'll be sound as a pound.
Fortunately, Powers is a bit too self-absorbed to realize just how out of place he is.
Do I make you horny? Randy? Do I make you horny, baby? Yeah!
Before we unfreeze our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Han Solo, Star Wars: The Original Trilogy.
I love you.
I know.
By the end of the saga's second film, things are seemingly not going so great for the Rebel Alliance. Darth Vader plans to lure Luke Skywalker into a suspended animation trap, but decides to test it on Han Solo.
I do not want the Emperor's prize damaged. We will test it on Captain Solo.
Encased in carbonite, Solo is given to Jabba the Hutt, who is after the smuggler turned rebel. Seems Solo owes the Hutt for a smuggling job gone wrong. Fortunately, Princess Leia manages to sneak in and free him from his deadly sleep.
Who are you?
Someone who loves you.
Though that doesn't mean their troubles have ended.
I know that laugh.
Do you agree with our choices?
Yeah, baby!
What other characters who experienced suspended animation should we have put on this list? For more enthralling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I'll have to check my program. Yep.